Hey, good morning. It's Robert. Hope it's good. Hey, John. Thanks for the list there. Morning, Robbers. Hey, Tom. Sean. Morning, Ralph. Thanks for the sound check. Hi, Jay Wells. Morning. Hi, Evan. All right. I think I took John and I took RM's list. Added that to mine. A few earnings. Some of the banks starting to report. It'll probably be the next week, so there's a lot, and I'm concerned they're going to be meaningful, but if nothing else, there'll be a bunch of them. I'm gonna take a look at the market here. I kind of never, I got back about 12:30 or so, and saw the PEP worked out, got to a target two, and then walked off again, and I see the market had a nice fall eventually. It just took until 1:30. Hourly chart in the SPY anyway came in past the 20 MA. End of the day, 314.81. Now gapping down just a little bit. There may be some support here at this 311 area, but it looks like we're going to challenge the little support area in the daily. Which also happens to be right there on the rising 20 MA. The only question is do we fall down there or do we try to fade this a little first? It's not the biggest gap, but when you include the three big red bars on yesterday's hourly, well, let's just say this: if it comes into the 311 area, I think that's the long. Before that, would have to wait for some kind of uptrend. And daily's still not in trouble, but if it gets under three, let's say 310, 311 is where I'd start looking for it. But under 310, we could see a downside. No, never did make the new high in the Qs, I mean in the SPY. So could easily retest 302 in the next few days. If this 311 area does not hold, which I think we may see later today. We could even see it at 949, but I think we'd already be there if that were the case. And then Qs, which have obviously been stronger, still gapping down. In fact, gapping down a bit more. Close the day 258.54. So not quite $3, but sizable gap down in the Qs. So, like I say, if we get an intraday little uptrend, I think it might be worth fading higher. Otherwise, I'd wait for the 250 area. But I'm going to look to short rallies today, at least down to the 250 area. and I'd like to see the SPY through that demand area before really doing that. But that's still $3 away. Qs look like an easier call, at least down to 250. All right, I put the IWM on the list today, although that's not really gapping. That's just going to have an even open, so no help there. All right, like I say, have about a half a dozen earnings and then some other things jumping around a little. Morning, RM. Thanks for the watch list. All right, so Fast is earnings, but it's not really gapping enough to be meaningful. Well, it's not even over yesterday's high now. It did have a pre-market high at 44.60, and that was right at the prior daily high. So if it can get back over that again and hold there, I like it long. But otherwise, not sure what to make of it. I will put it on the list though because it is an earnings gap. HBI, which I don't see any catalyst on, is a moderately bullish gap here, coming to about 1210, and have a clear 1260 target there at the 200 MA. I guess I'll watch it, but this is not the easy one to trade. Kind of like HOG, which I pulled out because it was breaking the new highs a while ago, but it isn't right now. So I'll pass on that. JBM is earnings, and I understand they weren't great, but still enough to gap it up $1.20. Now, if JBM could get over 99 and a quarter, it looks like a pretty good continuation play. And, similar to the PEP yesterday, it has a pre-market high up at 102.37. So there is a little room for JPM to move higher, but right now it's not really so bullish. And I think the other banks have turned into gap downs. Um, Not sure what's up with LL, but I like this higher. This has been higher for months. Prior high is still up there near 18. And if we get the daily breakout here, could be the day. Red bar yesterday, 35-cent spread, so it's hard to tell if we're really gapping over it or not. But I'm going to watch LL this morning. mRNA, for you guys that are really patient, it's getting the move now, or starting the move now. I'm going to not list it though. And Tesla was all the way to 1800. Man, this thing has some intraday moves, huh? 300 bucks intraday. Gapping up about 60 here. Well, it's bullish comparatively. Been to the 12. If it breaks out, that's another one that could drift higher. It's not broken out yet, though. Although it did in the pre-market. I mean, it went to $14 in the pre-market, so. and then VNRX. This is gapping right to some supply. Problem is demand's about 520. So it looks like an initial fade, which it's already been doing. But demand about 5.25 would be the buy point. I'll put it on the list. And then W was gapping up, now gapping down. So I'll put that on the down list. WFC. This is getting into breakdown area. 2371, so it's right there. I like WFC as a short. I'm gonna move it off the up list. And XYL. Gapping right in the middle of the last range, so either way there and not exactly liquid, at least not right now. So I'll skip that. So of the up list, I like WFC down the best. All right, gonna look at the down list now. Baba getting some push down here. It's got more room, a lot more room. And that was a quick rally and, easy come, easy go, looks like the Baba story here. C, which I had gapping up, is not as strong as JPM, but not as weak as WFC. Although it may follow, so I'm going to put it on the list, but it's not a play at the moment. Like WFC could be a play. Cost also like Baba, plenty of room to fall down here for a week this morning. Delta reported and really barely, well, under yesterday's low, gapping down $1.10 or so, but still holding the bottom of the base. 25.15. I'll watch it, but not much surprise in the earnings, it looks like. And eBay, yet another one that has good room to fall, just kind of drove up really high, really fast. And this one more than any of them, EQ. This was down there 16 though earlier, now back to 21. So this looks hard. I'm gonna skip this for the open. Facebook also getting some pushback now. About a $2 gap right into the 20 MA. Put that on the list. That's either way. And this one, Mohawk, threatening to break the pivot, would open it up to $60. Just needs some liquidity, and I'd like to see it under that $68 number. Spot also pulling back. getting a big gap. But right to a buy area. Not the way you want to get to the buy area with a big red bar and a gap, but nonetheless, right to it. And I think I already looked at W, right? W now gapping up again, maybe. So I'm not going to watch W. And WFC I've already got on the list. And WIMI looks like the EQ a little better, maybe. Gapping right under yesterday's green bar. 30-cent spread. Probably okay, but I'm going to leave it alone for the open. Clean room to 15, though. I mean, no, I'm going to put on the list. All right, so this is my list. Tom has FUTU. 2820. Yeah, under the demand. Open to 2680 and maybe a little more. I'll put it on the red list. I like the weekly on this. I mean, see the weekly, the big gap, the red bar with the topping tail, and then the little inside bar. I mean, that's a nice looking weekly short. In fact, I'll put it on the yellow list. All right, so I kind of like WFC. Maybe MHK. That FUTU and LL. BYND. Yeah, it sure does look lower. All right, I'm going to take it easy again. Just wondering if LL has news. Doesn't look like it. All right, I'm ready. Should open in a couple of minutes. Are you carrying swings, Evan? If you post them, I'll try not to delete them. I usually haven't been looking for swings, but did I delete a swing? 'Cause I think I went through and just deleted stuff. Did you put them on the pin? Oh, okay, okay. Well, I was saying if you want to post a swing, just identify it as a swing and pin it. Yeah, you can put them there if you want. I mean, if it's a call, just identify it as a swing so when I delete the stuff out, I don't delete it. And then, but no problem with a few swings on the pin. Yeah, getting a nice gap up on the XRT. Here we go. Okay, WFC did not break through, but it's sitting right there. GPM, the exact opposite, has not broken through higher, but sitting right there. Guess you could do a pair trade there. JPM higher, WFC lower. One of them's going to work. And LL needs over 35. WFC. Yeah, I'll do some WFC here. Stop high a day. Plus a little, I think. Like I say, I wouldn't mind JPM long. There. I'm in a little JPM long and a little WFC short. Farman's got Roku. Morning, Farman. Okay, so far markets are look like they want to fade. Ooh, what happened to my JPM? Hmm. Well, that was a little brutal. WFC, on the other hand, not falling. Maybe I got them backwards. Yeah, too big for me, that shake. That's- Looked pretty good higher, I thought. NHK's got the bottoming tail. Facebook on the sell setup. Hourly, not so great though. John's taking a third on the WHFC. Hmm, I didn't do much. Yeah, good practice, Jay Wells. I haven't had much success with early hits, the last month or so. LL. That one worked. Took my eye off it though. Yeah, well, I think that's been the problem. I've been trying to play individual stocks, and the market just won't let go of the control. I mean, a couple individual stocks have worked. That one yesterday worked, but overall, LL sure worked. Wow. It needed 35 for an entry, so it was the second bar of the day. NOM sitting there, the lows. RM's got the Q short here. Delta getting bought. WFC setting up a sell setup. 46 by 75 if that hits. Right now it doesn't look so good. And C moving better than any of the banks. Go figure. LL still going. That was the play. Almost had it. I got distracted with JPM and the initial strength and the earnings, but all right. I still like WFC lower. It's got to get down under 50 though. Yeah, it's Q stopped. Yeah, sorry. Look good. All right, well, we're going up for now. Nice, farmland. Yeah, you got your little pop. Sean's got BYND under 129.17 aggressive. I kind of like Baba lower. And I may add to WFC if it sets up just right. Baba's a little late, could use another entry. And the market's in the right area, but not really showing the weakness yet. Of course, if we get an hourly rally, it's not going to be there for a while. It's only the super small time frames. JPM, I really was shaken out. Not that I'd be interested now, though. And MHK starting the downtrend. No low a day break, but Facebook looking lower. Okay, here's the turn on the market, so good time for a short. Yeah, I really need WFC to fall more though. Right now it's doing a little buy setup. So MHK touched the low a day. Self setup on this, I think would be fine. Facebook is okay too. Nice entry on the BYND. I think you got an entry. Oh yeah, entry plus two. Yeah, very nice. Amazon really weak today. And LL still going higher. Hey, market all the way back to the low. Didn't really spot a great short. I guess Sean had it. And Baba worked if you took it right when I mentioned it. Just couldn't hesitate. Facebook worked too, so yeah, market stocks. And here's the Mohawk. I think I'm gonna take some Mohawk under low a day with about a dollar something stop and play it to 60. I think it's gonna need more than this little teeny base. Well, it might, but Mohawk 67.79 by 69.40 or so. It's gonna take a little bit. That's a call. And WSC just won't move. Market got the nice play though, so. We just had the quick plays. The Facebook, the BABA, and the BYND. Looks like we're gonna bounce now. And I'm gonna get out of WSC right now. All right, so my pair trade lost both ways. Haven't done one of those in 8 years. Now I remember why. Well, yeah, hold something if you've got something with good profit in it. That makes a lot of sense here, but can't even. Oh, there's fast. Okay. Okay, this MHK isn't going to trigger, and it'll need a new entry now. So I'm gonna cancel the play. There wasn't a trigger, so shouldn't be in. Didn't come within 10 cents. LL is still a long. Would like a better pullback, but this has got room to like $18. And JPM gonna work as a long. Well, there's a little bounce in the Qs. I think we're going to see a little more bounce though. SPY's in a better area in the supply at the VWAP. I go to 2-minute chart though on the gray. There goes LL. Yeah, WFC maybe. I mean, it's holding. And this Mohawk just came back a little much for me. I'd like to see it develop more weakness now. Don't just want to take it right. It's kind of like the WFC for me. It came back stronger than I'd like to see, and it's market looking okay though for a short. Baba's still lower. Well, I don't see an easy play. Maybe Facebook. Hourly 200 MA is my biggest issue with that. eBay doesn't have that problem. Hey, eBay's a decent short. There's Baba getting a new low. I like Baba lower. SPY is okay. Sell setup, but triggered and now tailing. It's a tricky market. It wants to fall, but too many machines hitting the buy button. Seen a lot of red. I think we're going to go lower. I don't have a play though. Everything I see that looks lower, pretty much anyway, is, got some strength to the market, which is not the stuff I want to short. Baba was just hadn't moved much since it broke down. All right, I'm just gonna wait here. I'm not taking a play. We do have the 5 minute downtrend going, but the hourlies are, down near support. WFC looking better. Still like LL higher. Facebook working lower. Costco trigger now bouncing right back. All right, I'm just gonna wait for a while. I would have done MHK, but you can see it's more of a fade now. Just wasn't there with eBay, Costco, and Baba. And WFC looking better now, but not really what I want to play. I think we're lower though. Yeah, I put that on a few times, the FUTU. Yeah, it got the immediate strength and then, fell apart here at 10 o'clock. I'm seeing more longs here is the problem. JPM is kind of a long, and LL's been a long all morning, but market too weak to do a long. Here's the Q's breaking lows. Yeah, Facebook worked in spite of that 200 MA. Yeah, looks like eBay gonna work too. eBay's not too late to enter. It's just 4 hourly bars down. All right, well, tough choices for me. I thought I had a couple early trades that one would work out well and took losses on both. So, log was strong. CAG. Yeah, it's trying to break the 15-minute sell. All right, I'll be back in a little bit. I'm gonna walk off for a few minutes. I'm not seeing what I want. I mean, JPM's along, but I don't want to do that. I like LL. I feel like I've missed it though. It's gonna need some room. So I'm gonna come back in 20 minutes and see what it looks like. All right. RM's mic is on. See you in a little bit. Thanks. Hey, it's Rob. Been back a few minutes, and we did get the bounce off the prior low, at least in the SPY. I let the Q's got the Q's got the new low for a moment, and then got the bounce. And we're really waiting to see if we can get a clean 15 or hourly here on a sell setup. I think both the Qs and the SPY have a little bit more room to drop. I wouldn't be surprised to see one more low before the rest of the buying that generally comes in at the 20 MA. You can see on my orange chart we're not quite there. The 250 area, we got to the 253 area. And the SPY's not as clean. Could argue we got to the 20 MA. I was looking for 311 though. We got 312, so pretty close. But what I'm really looking for here is if we get a nice clean 15-minute sell, uh, probably won't happen for another bar or two, or the hourly sell, which may not happen till this afternoon. That I think would be a decent play for one more drop. Now, if we're able to continue small time frame uptrends, that may not happen. But that's kind of the play I'm camping out for here. Let's just see if anything looks set up that I'm watching. A couple of these longs really kind of worked. WFC. Yeah, what are you gonna do with it? I mean, it's just middle of range, middle to top of range. I thought this would drop, but yeah, it could. What concerns me is when the market made the new low, though, it held a higher low. So I'd like to see it through that higher low. It's also holding above the VWAP. So, it could certainly fall. Just I can't pull, but I'm not going to do that anyway. $15-minute sell on Roku, but that's hardly a bearish stock. And I mean, LL on a 15-minute buy would be interesting. JPM also sideways. Well, the couple ancillary gaps I had, Hog and LL, really worked out fast and, faded nicely. but I don't know what to do with it now. Baba's got the 15-minute sell right now. I mean, there's a good-looking short. I'm not sure the market's ready. We do have a 5-minute sell, no change of trend on the 5, and actually we just triggered 15s on the 15. So it's just like the market. Charts are really slow today too. There's a 15. We're just not at the 20 MA. C looks weaker than WFC at this point. It just doesn't have the daily. It's inside of last Friday's bar. Dow could be lower. eBay still could be lower. Facebook. So there's a market 15 minutes short here, but it's not in the area where I'd prefer it. So I'm gonna pass it. We're so far away from the 20 MA. That's why I'm passing this 15. I mean, I'd like a 15, but maybe we can get a 30-minute later. Yeah, no, might miss it. I know. The other issue is we haven't even changed trends on the 5. We're up on the 5. This was the chance to do it, and we just got bought. Well, for the last few minutes anyway. If the 5 you get through this 20 and then the lower high, I'd be much more inclined to take a short, even with the extended 20 on the 15. But I'm gonna let this pass. I'm sure there's a short somewhere that'll work, but I don't have it. Could be Dow actually, but daily chart, just no room to the prior low. Yeah, I still don't see a play. Here comes the quick flip on the 5. That little bar's reversing itself. So this is not bad for a short right now. It's all in miniature time frame, but you can see we tried to push back. But it's all just jumpy for me. If we had a nice clean 15-minute short, I'd take it on a stock, but I don't have a relative weakness stock. I mean, we got strength stocks doing 15-minute sells, but Yeah, I'm just gonna stay away here. But this is an afternoon. I'll check back on. I think we could see an hourly sell. If we do, I don't want to miss that. My view of WFC? Well, the problem with WFC rebounding is it made a new low today. It set up a sell setup and then gapped through the prior low on earnings. So it could retrace. I wouldn't doubt that, but it wouldn't be the thing I'd expect to retrace. Now, if it could have hit $22, then it would have some room to push back. But see, it's just going to have to push back through this prior supply. So, I wouldn't say it couldn't happen, but if I were going to buy something, I'd rather buy like JPM, which is at least acting strong and has clearance ahead. If we're buying a bank. It's not clear to me that it will retrace. But if it can get over the high a day and then put in a higher low, I think it has a better chance on uh, on WFC anyway. Right now, it's still weak to me. It just isn't going anywhere, which eventually may turn into strength. But I think JPM is a better. Well, and JPM is no long. I mean, it's needs the same thing. It needs to pop up and hold. See, the last the JPM popped up and is barely holding. Yeah, I think we might just be messy here. This was a pretty substantial drop on the 15-minute hourly market. You can see the cues. Yesterday's high were like $14 down from yesterday's high. That was strong and sudden, continued a little this morning. So this is either going to digest and go lower or we may creep back. Yeah, Ash is asking you about Wells Fargo, I think. Looking for other explanations. All right, again, this is what happens when we're so far removed from the 20 MA. You get a quick trigger on a 15 and then it immediately gets eaten up. So I'm going to wait this out. It's the hourly chart now that I'm interested in. if we come into an hourly sell area up here at 317 or so, um, we'd take at least two more bars. So it's 11, would be 1 o'clock or after. So I think I'm going to check back at 1 o'clock. If we have an hourly sell in place, one more green bar and then a red bar, I'm going to be very interested in an afternoon short today. Qs may need two bars, so it may not be till 2 o'clock. But whenever it is, if we get it, I think we could see one more drop. Now, you could argue the Qs have gotten to the 20 MA daily area, but hasn't been much snapback today. So I'd like a lazy rally up and then a 2 o'clock short. That's what I'm looking for. And I think I'm just gonna sit tight till then. I mean, 15-minute buy on LL could be, well, it won't be that clean is the problem. Now we got two topping tails. Uh, okay, there's WFC weakening now, but hadn't broken anything. C does. C was the short, I guess. Stayed off because of the daily, but C right on the daily low. All right. Um, I'm gonna walk off again, and I will check back between 1 and 2 and see if we get a market sell setup. But unless somebody has something great, I think that's all I'm interested in at this point. Conference call. Well, yeah, that may get it moving one way or the other. Oh, it's past 11 though. Yeah, it's still good. Oh, maybe it's Central Time or something. Wells Fargo's in South Dakota or something, I think. I'm not holding anything in a day trade right now. Waiting for a setup. All right, I'll check in later. Thanks everybody. I'm gonna turn the projector off, but I'll check back in later.